Hey, all. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Drewzymandias. My name is Andrew Aaron Valdez, and I'm so glad that you're here with us today for Digi-Slam, an online poetry slam showcase. We got a killer lineup for you this evening, and I'm so excited for y'all to hear these wordsmiths, these word whisperers, these adjective junkies, these simile sayings, these metaphorical wizards coming at you tonight with some of the hottest rhymes and words this side of the east, west, south, north coast. To give you a preview of today's lineup, let me just tell you a little bit of who we got. It's a stacked, ooh, you see a little bear now. It's a stacked Friday, y'all. Our lineup today, that's 3 rounds of poetry magic coming at you this evening. I'm gonna start off as your sack poet for the night, your sacrificial poet. Then you got Akeem, you got Bree, Clarity Levine, Damien McClendon, Ephraim Nehemiah, Gabriel Ramirez, Gigi Bella G, and Siaara Freeman. That's gonna be in 3 rounds of poetry coming at you. So the way this is going to work is one poet's gonna go up, then we're going to listen and be enamored with their words and their feelings that they're sharing with us. Then after that, I'm gonna pop in, introduce our next poet, and then we'll just go on tandem from there on out. One thing I would also like to mention, if you are on YouTube right now, please show some love to our poets and show some love to the Vortex by looking at those Cash App and Venmo accounts. We would really appreciate your support during this time of craziness that is going on. Every dollar counts, and every moment that you're here with us now as an act of solidarity means so much to us. So, like I said, our lineup will be me, Drewzymandias, followed up by Akeem, Bree, Clarity Levine, Damien McClendon, Ephraim, Gabriel Ramirez, Gigi Bella G, and then Siaara Freeman. I asked you also to give us a little bit of moment of flexibility and trust. We're all trying this new weird online platform and streaming, and I ask for your patience and guidance as we're all guided here together. So first up, I'll start off this evening. The name of this poem is called Melting. On cold winter nights, I envy snowmen because losing weight for them is as simple as waiting for the sun to rise. Now, you see, most days I so desperately wish that I was a snowman. You know, diets consisting of carrots and rocks, their Jenny Craig melted features make the stone soup diet sound appealing. Now, if I was a snowman, I'd douse my carrot in maple syrup, wrap that shit in bacon, cover it in cheese, and eat an entire box of pizza instead, because once that sun comes out, it'll melt away any evidence that I ate anything other than a Caesar salad and half a box of croutons. You know, the last time my finger boxed my uvula, I was in elementary school. And even though I had never seen snow before, I was so desperately trying to melt my fat away like some snowman boxer. You know, y'all, they called me Evander Snowyfield. Going round for round in the bathroom, the toilet bowl are ring, but by the time the fist hits the flush valve, my brain goes ringing and I hit the bathroom floor. The fluorescent lights reflecting an empty toilet bowl, and its reflection, I see my eyes. They are as dull and as dead as beaded rocks, or as dull and dead as my will to diet again, and my nose flushed red, not like a carrot, but more like a beet. And I guess my fascination with snowmen started with the Campbell's chicken noodle soup commercial. You know, I almost convinced my mom that I should have Campbell's dinner for dinner every day, because when that kid came back inside and had a bowl, he was 1/4 of the size. But that's how most of my clever plans went when I tried to convince my mom of something. My weight always at its center. Like right before Christmas, I created a PowerPoint for my mom on the positive effects of owning Guitar Hero, and how playing through the fire and the flames at least 10 times a day would have a positive impact on my weight loss journey. Or like how Light up shoes and Heelys would get me to run outside more, cause me to perspirate in the hopes that my fat would precipitate, wash away all the shame that my body's so accustomed to feeling, but it always ended up condensating. All these years later, shame still returns back, attaching itself to every part of my body, making me feel bigger than I already am. Now you see, in a perfect world, I would be a cloud. Fatty treats would rise towards me, fill me only to promise to leave me as quickly as they came. And all my raindrops would be made of Campbell chicken noodle soup drops, hoping I could melt away the pain of every fat kid who wished he didn't have to go round for round with his uvula. And I've spent so much of my life trying to melt. I've forgotten that my body is a candle and its flame is temporary, so I should enjoy its warmth before I burn out. And having more wax in my love handles just ensures that my flame gets to flicker on, if just for a little while longer. Now it cost me 1,000 Campbell's chicken noodle soup cans for this snowman to find out that he doesn't have diabetes yet. And if I could go back, I would use that money to try to meet Greta Thunberg so we could have conversations about how this snowman can isolate his inner global warming to his head, target the heat towards my stomach, neck, and arms and legs, just so that I can give up being vegan again. And on hot summer days, I envy Sandmen, because maintaining weight for them is as easy as waiting for the tide to pull them back in. On hot summer days, I envy Sandmen, because maintaining weight for them is as easy as waiting for the tide to pull them back in. I'm just waiting for the tide to pull me back in. Awesome. Ooh, this is so weird, I can't hear. But it's so good. Thank you so much for y'all. So that is our first poem, Sack Poet, so I can introduce all this amazing lineup that we got going up here today. So once again, your lineup, ladies and gentlemen and friends and them, we got right here, we got for you, we got up next, Akeem with Bree on deck, followed by Clarity Levine, Damien McClendon, Ephraim Nehemiah, Gabriel Ramirez, Gigi Bella G, and Siaara Freeman. All right, Akeem, are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's give it away to Akeem.
Oh, that's not how I wanted that to go. All right, cool. This poem is called Mine. Hey, straight people. I want my language back, bitch. It don't sound as delicious in y'all raggedy ass bland mouths now. Straights, don't get me wrong. I got love for you. I just don't have it on me right now. The same people who gave me razor blades and blood thinners as an adolescent taught me what the word fag meant and tore me to rainbow ribbon confetti sprinkles all over high school are the same people that say they not trying to throw shade these days. The same shady characters that swore up, down, in, out, over, and under that I was the abomination demon Peter wrote Paul about have taken my codes. My tongue, my mouth, trying to take my life wasn't enough. You gotta strip a bitch of their taste buds too? Black gay folks been had shade. Do you not know that shade comes from reading? I bet you let's get wild tonight, baby, and do anal 32 flavors of vanilla sex having ass heterosexuals don't even know the difference. What's tea? Is it a beverage made of dried flora, commonly bagged and seeped in water to create an earthy, herbaceous drink? No, it ain't even spelled like that. To spill tea is to tell the truth about somebody. The T is a singular capital letter meaning truth. Don't you dare try to prepackage what my ancestors been harvesting since my ancestors had hands. Our language is not a pop culture knockoff Birkin bag you can fashion until it burns the taste out of your mouth. Our language was so we could find each other, speak to each other, our very own version of cool. I had to earn this. Nobody sat me down and taught me the lingo. single. I listened, found my people, and became myself. Queer folk usually ain't born into queer folk. There was no family to teach me gay the way there was a family to teach me black, boy, or human. I had to scrape my knees, trip over my own shaky toes, and inherit this language of ours, a labor of self-love. And then here y'all come. Some Real House divorcee of Seattle or wherever VH1 filmed that shit decided to steal their hairstylist lips and wear it on TV. This was struggle time. Poor black and brown queer boys and trans women abandoned by the very people who choose to steal our cool. You might not know you stole it. That ain't no excuse. Ignorance of the law does not change the fact that you broke it. You broke your tongue. You broke our tongue. If you cannot tell me what a crystal labesia is, do not come for me, lest I sin for you. And if you gon' come correct or don't come at all, you uninvited pest. Give me my language back. It is mine. It has history. It has connotation. Clock that. Now, I would explain to you the hood queer context of the word bitch, but y'all done already got enough free education out of me for one poem. You could damn near call me Sally Mae. Now, when y'all heterosexual people, whom I have love for, wake up with no tongues in your mouth, no language left to steal, don't come sashaying up to my door, cause I ain't gonna know what to say to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Akeem. That was amazing. All right. Our next poet up for you right now is Bree. And in the wings, we have Clarity Levine. All right, Bree, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Take it away.
Thanks. This piece is called Side Conversation. I have something to say. Most of you don't want to hear it. Some of you aren't going to like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm sorry. Stealing was never my intention. You'll understand in just a minute why I couldn't ask for permission. I borrowed something. I didn't think, damn, someone might miss this. All I know is if I had one wish, this would be something I get away with. And now I'm sorry twice because I have to take away your ignorance. And well, ignorance is bliss, but it's time you know the truth. Because now you're fucking with what's mine and I don't like it. Before I go any further, please try to understand I pride myself in being a girlfriend, not the type that'll run away with your man, but I had to have him. So like a genie's lamp, I caressed him, which granted, you can ask him, it was enchanted. I took him high, he never landed. And when it was over, I left him stranded with a habit. Understand, I do not want his ring. You can keep holidays, you can keep everything except what belongs to me. That late night freak that I created, I am where that originated. I know you're thankful you don't have to say it. He's been trained to leave me satiated, but that is not yours. So when your plans interfere with my needs, you owe me. When you call right before I finish, you owe me. When he can't escape because he's tending to you instead of drilling into me, you owe me. See, now part of him is yours on loan because part of him belongs to me and I text. And I'm not doing none of that domestic shit you got down pat. Cooking, cleaning, arguing, I ain't doing none of that. I do not want him in that way. So please don't leave him. He needs you. He do. But if you want him to keep fucking you, how I'm training him to fuck me, you're gonna have to start asking for permission to borrow him back because now both of you need me too. Like I said, stealing was never my intention, but you're welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. Good. Thanks, Bree. All right, up next, we got Clarity Levine, and then on the wings, we got Damien McClendon. Clarity, you ready?
Hey, y'all see me?
Yep, I see you.
All right, my room is junky, my biz. This poem is called Soul Custody. She complains so much about me. Go so hard about staying away from big, bad Detroit. She knows she loved me. See me in her smile, on her skin. You know the son from Detroit Summers will got the skin so smooth. Stand close enough to her, you gonna smell 313. Hear West Side versus East Side beef, feel Coney dogs and house music and hood rat. It's her birthright. I birthed her. Every lover she takes says her lips taste like the house I raised her in. I'm the reason she don't like broke niggas. Want to get her a working man. They work here. You know why Detroiters always show up late to shit? Because they always working overtime. A man died at a Chrysler plant and his brother applied for his position the next day, still got to get that money. Still works in the same spot his brother was slumped in. Still an honor to work at a Chrysler plant. I steal fathers from their children. My baby is still. I taught her how to take a beating without bending. She is my make, my model. I am the manufacturer. I am her mama. Clarity came from my womb. That's my daughter. There will always be a resemblance. She will always be Detroit's family business. You know what they say about taking the girl out the hood? Put a prom dress on a pit bull, is still gonna be my bitch. She's collared with my chain around her neck, my hostage that stands behind my fence and barks for me, leaves, then looks for me in every place she traveled to. She knows she craves my concrete, my love that cramps hands and wears out knees. No other place has bones this weary and bodies this awake. I got liquor stores on every corner. She will never develop a thirst I can't quench. I am the blackest city in America, so of course there's a darkness here. Girl, if you'll get back in there. I keep my air thick, just enough room for her to breathe and still choke on. She's my product, my property, pieces I screwed and bolted together. My seal is permanently stamped. I am mother, master, manufacturer. She is the result of my labor. She's my kin. Don't we favor? I would never let her forget who made her. Thank you.
Snaps all around. Thank you, Clarity. All right. Up next, we got Damien McClendon with Ephraim in the wings. Damien, you ready?
For sure.
Let's go.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an anime character so bad. I used to fill my book bag with rocks and run through the hood trying to train like Goku and have no business thinking I'd get stronger if I carried the world on my back and have no business trying to be strong in the first place. But I used to wear my imagination over my eyes like glasses. Reality was just a place to put my daydream. An unfinished coloring book for when I got bored of my crayons. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was throwing punches at the wind, getting ready for a battle I knew was coming. That kid lives inside me now, watches over my inner earth. My demons try to destroy me with fire, but they're not even a match for this kid. Sadness thought he had enough weight to crush me, but was only as heavy as a bag of rocks. Regret thought he could break me, so I lit my soul on fire and made my spirit bomb. Grief thought he was as big as a loan, so I showed him how small his world is. Inside me is a child who keeps the rest of me safe. My heart is his best friend. Sometimes they hate each other, but the kid will do anything to protect, fight monsters stronger than him without hesitation, put his life on the line for his friend who probably don't deserve it, but that's his friend. And that's the only reason he needs to fight the whole world if he has to, and the only reason he needs to forgive his friend over and over. And ain't that what every kid wants? Friendship, monster fights, and the greatest power ever.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Damien. Let's go. Snaps all around for all the poets. Snaps for the poets down in the comments below. All right, next up we got Ephraim. And then in the wings, we got Gabriel Ramirez. Ephraim, you ready?
Yes, yes.
All right, take it away, take it away.
I love my mama, and my mama loves God. And our house wasn't no curses, just Bible verses we recite like daily affirmations. Mama saved and sanctified since 11. Say happy resurrection Sunday, cause Easter low-key blasphemy. My mama's interlaced fingers are two tambourines banging to a rhythm you can only play if you have arm fat and attended 525-second services. Raised Church of God in Christ denomination, gospel praise echoes with the sunrise, TV stay on TBN, and every 31st we pray the new year in. My mama pray, y'all. The first healthcare plan I knew was her clasped hands and bended knee. Can I testify? How my older brother diagnosed out the womb with Hirschsprung's, mortality rate of 80%. That was even higher in the 80s. My mama prayed till his survival came to pass. Can I testify how my sister got so sick? We actually went to the doctor. Hospital delivered the verdict of Crohn's disease. Supposedly, there was no known cure, but my mama's God don't understand the words no and cure put together. She prayed so hard, they couldn't find a trace of it in her body. Can I testify how in 2015, I get T-boned, flipped over, collide with the truck, and I crawled from the wreckage without a single scratch on my body? Come on, you can't tell me my mama ain't got God on speed dial. Whenever she prays, I can feel the anointing oil pressed on my forehead again. Hear a thunderous hallelujah dancing on a Holy Ghost inspired tongue again. I'm in the middle of taking the finest communion. Not that saltine with the generic grape juice. Nah, I'm talking them fancy unidentifiable wafers pre-attached to the cup with juice so good it might actually be the blood of Christ. My mama prays, y'all. And I done backslid so much my spirit be moonwalking. And this the catalyst of every argument. She don't think I'm saved enough. That my palms don't worship too much. And whenever I question the religion that raised her, I remember I've never met anyone more spiritual than her. I've seen her faith make impossible a reality too much to doubt it. And mama taught me, train a child in the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. But no matter how far I stray from her faith, she still sends up voicemails to heaven. And prayer is my Christian mama's sincerest way of saying I love you, even when it's filled with judgment. It's a love I've grown to appreciate, to hold on to and cherish warmly in the palm of my heart.
Thank you, Ephraim. Yes, thank you. Down in the chat, we've got some comments going on. Thank you for showing so much love. Continue to show love, not only to our poets here, but also through to our producing organization. Thank you to the Vortex for having us and hosting us here virtually here on Digi-Slam. All right, up next, we got Gabriel Ramirez, and in the wings, we got Gigi Bella G. Gabriela, you ready? Gabriel, are you here? All right, we'll come back to Gabriel. Gigi, are you here?
Yes.
Would you mind gracing us with a good poem, please?
Not at all.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, this poem is called Mosquito Mestizo. Mosquito Mestizo, a palindrome. A palindrome is a poem that can be read from beginning to end and then again backwards from the last line to the first. The mosquito speaks. I heard them ask once anyway, why is she alive? Always biting, drawing up a plentiful crimson, and suddenly I am the blood, wondering how enough it is, longing to prove itself, ungrateful skin, wondering if it was supposed to be something else. Peach bruisey pockmarks, fake freckles. If the blood is stolen from it, maybe the body has an excuse to feel like less. Really, I am doing them a service to exemplify their emptiness. I know what it is to be full of a wound's nectar, small, always anticipating my end. I stopped caring when I realized how expensive my living was. The mestizo Mexican girl speaks. When I realized how expensive my living was, I stopped caring. Small, always anticipating my end, full of a wound's nectar. I know what it is to exemplify their emptiness. Really, I am doing them a service to feel like less. Maybe the body has an excuse if the blood is stolen from it. Faked freckles, peach bruisey pockmarks, supposed to be something else. Wondering if it was ungrateful skin, longing to prove itself, how enough it is the blood, wondering, and suddenly I am a plentiful crimson, always biting, drawing up, why is she alive? I heard them ask once anyway. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gigi. So Gigi Bella also has a book out, y'all. It's called Big Feelings. I encourage you to come check it out. I'll leave a link to that book down in the comments below. All right, next up, we've got Siaara Freeman with Gabriel in the wings. Siaara, are you ready? Awesome.
What's up? So, y'all want to talk about mamas. Okay then. My mama, so strong, a hurricane named its kids after hers. My mama, so much pressure, she made 3 diamonds in 39 years. My mama, so smooth, she talk like her skin. My mama, so smart, y'all, she became my mama. So black, America don't know whether to kill her or clone her. My mama, so hood, if you GPS survival, you end up in her arms. My mama, so magic, unicorns chose not to exist when they heard she was coming. My mama, so old, baby, she could teach you something. My mama, so bougie, she taught me not to talk about other folks' mamas. My mama, so black, when you sit her next to God, you can barely tell the difference. My mama, so holy, duh, my daddy is a ghost. My mama, so Midwest, she said, bless your heart, and then fuck you. My mama, so down south, she said, bless your heart, and meant fuck you. My mama, so many summers in Brooklyn with her Aunt Catherine, she said fuck you and meant fuck you. My mama will whip your ass so fast you forget what you done did. My mama will gather you in her arms so fast you forget what you done did. My mama, so fly, she got birds embarrassed. My mama, so pretty, she make flowers shy. My mama, so loud, the devil shh. My mama, so fat, boy, your wallet is jealous. My mama, so soft, boo, your edges is jealous. My mama, so fresh, my guy, your breath is jealous. My mama, so black, she gave her 3 daughters everything she got. My mama, so hood, she gave her 3 daughters everything she got. My mama, so poor, she gave her 3 daughters everything she got. My mama, so nosy, she nosy, y'all, but she kept me alive. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you, Siaara, for blessing us with that poem and reminding me that I need to show some major love to my mama. Let's give Siaara some birthday love down in the chat below. Happy belated, my dear friend. All right, next up we got Gabriel. Gabriel, are you here?
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your patience.
Of course, anytime, my friend.
Hello, peoples. I was like in the chat, like, hey, I'm back. Weird. I am tired of yelling, of losing my voice to prove a point, to be heard. Born, male, Black, Dominican, I've been taught to take up space, but no one ever told me that I could be a garden, could be soft and smell good and bloom at volumes that people usually walk past. Usually it's lavender, mango cocoa, or pink sugar oils are how people remember me, how the air became an antidote, became the search for the scent that filled their lungs with flowers, with what reminds us we too can be a home for breathing and blossoming joy. And the heart hugs that follow, they require us to hug with the left sides of our bodies so that our hearts face each other while we all take a deep breath in and exhaling at the same time, exhaling everything that tried keeping us from being here in this hug, this holy place that has no heaven except for the other person. For this intimacy is in no need of romance, in no need of a false future, promise to one another, but the promise of this hug ending when we are both ready to release each other back into the world, back to sidewalks brimming with ghosts, and the promise of some danger. Some gardens are unlike anything you've ever seen, but you never ask what had to die for you to be this captivated. To be a garden is to take up space, hoping others will call you home. Call on rainy days too, days when clouds are all, so you forget to look west, forget to think light for its time, bright and generous now, retreating into invisibility instead of staying where they feel unloved, where I will return. To be unloved is to have been loved incorrectly, loved enough to believe the lie of love being all I need. All of the failed gods in my stomach are dead and screaming for tenderness, screaming like my father. A garden ended at the root, at his bipolar, his depression, his alone. And I blame his absence for not letting me show him how to water himself into what heals. What kind of son am I to think what is my father's isn't mine, isn't genetic? I carry his loneliness that isn't loneliness, but the choice to ignore the world. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Ooh, snaps all around to all of our poets, just the poets. That was the end of our first round here, y'all, for the Digi-Slam, an online poetry slam showcase right through your blue filter light screen. So at the start of the next round, I just want to remind y'all, please show our poets here some love. We've got the Cash App and Venmo accounts listed down below in the comments on YouTube. Also, please show some love to the Vortex, once again bringing us from all over the country here tonight to share some words of wisdom during these trying times. All right, at the start of the second round, we got Siaara Freeman up first. Then in the wings, we got Gigi Bella G. All right, Siaara, are you ready, my friend? Siaara?
Disabled me.
Oh. We can hear you now. Perfect, I see you. Awesome.
All right.
Take it away.
This is called a lineage of language. Got eyes in the back of my head, beget. Every shut eye and sleep, beget. Everything you do in the dark will come out in the light, beget. Stay out the kitchen if you can't stand the heat, beget. A watch pot won't boil, beget. A pot calling the kettle black, beget. Blacker the berry, sweeter the juice, beget. Beauty is only skin deep, but ugly. Ugly is to the bone, beget. Can't see the forest for the trees, beget. Between a rock and a hard place, beget. Blood is thicker than water, beget. Not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, beget. A wet pussy and a dry purse don't match, beget. A hard head makes a soft behind, beget. Don't write a check your ass can't cash, beget. A hit dog will holler, beget. I brought you in this world and I will take you out, beget. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, beget. Step on a crack, break your mama's back, beget. Do as I say, not as I do, beget. Don't got a leg to stand on, beget. Don't bite off more than you can chew, beget. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, beget. God made dirt, don't hurt. Put it in your mouth and make it work, beget. Eating out of house and home, beget. Stay in a child's place, beget. Smelling yourself, beget. You smell like outside, beget. Stop running in and out my house, beget. Hush, beget. Enough is enough, beget. I'm not one of your little friends, beget. I'm not so and so's mama, beget. Fix your face, beget. Stop all that crying before I give you something to cry about, beget. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool, beget? Do you got McDonald's money, beget? Cash rules everything around me, beget, come hell or high water, beget, do or die, beget, go for broke, beget, you will catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar, beget, money over bitches, beget, watch your mouth, beget, black is beautiful, beget, few and far between, beget, talk to the hand, beget, you go girl, beget, psych, beget, all that in a bag of chips, beget, open up a can of whoop ass, beget, check your tone, beget, watch your mouth, beget, watch your mouth, beget, watch my mouth raise babies, watch my mouth raise the dead, watch my mouth raise a man, watch my mouth raise a woman, watch my mouth raise whatever is in between, watch my mouth, but keep my name out yours, watch my mouth like you watch my people, watch my mouth like you watch my Instagram, watch my mouth like you know what these teeth can do. Thank you.
Ooh, yes. All right, good. Thank you so much, Siaara. All right, up next, we got Gigi Bella G with Gabriel Ramirez in the wings. Gigi, are you ready?
I am ready.
Awesome.
Okay. I'm gonna read a poem from my new book, Big Feelings, which is coming out on the 5th of May, and you should pre-order it because it's cute. This is called Taurus Season. Taurus season is like craving a corn dog and finding an extra corn dog in your drive-through bag. Like the sun came back from a bad breakup, all glow and shine and stay so bright you forget every bad thing. Taurus season is a thrift store haul to make a fake hipster jealous, where everything was $1. Taurus season is Easter lace and crisp crinoline, the saccharine sweet howl of little gay church laughter. Taurus season is the new Lizzo album, multiple friends sending you articles about Olive Garden, sending you poems saying you, yes, you, I see you. I see all that broken is brave. I am proud of you. Okay, Taurus season is that good orgasm you've been waiting for. Sour Patch Kids and peanut butter M&Ms at the movies. You couldn't decide, so you got both. Tiny wildflower bouquet from the dry, cracked earth. Call it a festival look. Celebration of survival. Taurus season is like my birthday is the entire month of May. Watch me tiara. Crown myself Amelia Mionette Thermopolis Rinaldi, Princess of Genovia, on the hunt for a real foot poppin' kiss. Michael Moskovitz makeout says shallow playing in the background, and my lips poem his lips. Taurus season is when he looks at me like Bradley Cooper looked at Lady Gaga at the Oscars, like maybe the whole rest of the world is fucked, but this moment isn't. Like candle flickers while I read my song lyrics all slam poet like. Taurus season is my weird black hole hometown, all squished into the tiniest twinkling view, like stars too close together, dotting our mouths while we story tell and shit talk. Taurus season is good secrets. Slumber party giggled like we are here, and I trust you. I trust you, the dizzy slip into becoming. The rosé cider I said I wouldn't drink for fear of appearing basic. Taurus season is 80s prom pastel punk show, too tight jeans that suck your butt into shape, the grateful acceptance of another year, finally getting to bloom after all the empty sad. Taurus season is fuck. I do not feel ready to be, but I love to bloom. I have to plant, just want to grow more and more of this. Thank you.
Ooh, snaps all around. Yes, please show Gigi some love. I got the link of her new book, Big Feelings, down in the comments below. Next up, we got Gabriel Ramirez with Ephraim Nehemiah in the wing. Gabriel, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Woohoo! Let's go.
Yes, everyone, May 5th, Big Feelings, Game Over Books, Gigi Bella, cop that. Absolutely. This is Herringbone in 4 parts, starting with a quote of Nipsey Hussle. Too many chains need another chest. one for each of my parents, teachers and homies too. Call this drip memoriam. 24 inches when I say they on my heart, gone but never plated. Pay my respects by paying for the real. Chains for every obituary. Walk into a funeral home's stillness. Walk into a jewelry store's buzzing. My ancestors keep me shining. Started with my pop's chain, herringbone, broken clasp, dented. You see a flex, I see another coping mechanism. Retail therapy, or how I let you know who blesses me. Shopping for their promised cliche halos, wanting you to say grief looks good on me. What if their heaven is around my neck? Mantle of a man, sanctuary made from the least sanctified. I'm deep in my bag, I'm mourning, I keep my dead on me too. You would always say, va a tu cama, worried my lack of sleep would make me more like my father, unstable, easy to get where you don't want them, ever. Déjame, a practice in loneliness, or how isolation responds to those I love. Abuelo, mommy is worried now too. Pop's brain with her face in my mid-20s. Tell me what song was sung, what dance was done, what made her sleep easier than worrying about children. Easy, could never define her days. Por favor, abuelo, dime qué pueda hacer para mami. She'd always translate my questions, but I'm learning to grieve without mommy's heart. I need to speak to you and not fall apart. Abuelo, wake me up in a dream, rub my back, ask me how I slept, then go tell mommy. 3, you would always say, va a estar triste cuando yo me muera. I would always tell you, no hables así. And you knew I meant to say I will, and I do. I lift the lid of your rice pot, hoping for smoke, for rice, for fourths, knowing you wouldn't say no to me. I was spoiled. How you would laugh and side-eye me whenever you would hear me scoop out more grains than you had asked. How you pronounce Carolina, made arroz taste, how a rose smells the tip of my tongue sliding down the roof of my mouth when I say I love your cooking. You are always in the kitchen where you saw me grow. You are always telling me, levanta tus pies. You are always. Your death is the only one I'm at peace with. Where your body is, I put it there. Where you are, mommy's laugh. 4, today is your 62nd birthday and mommy still had to remind me. I wouldn't have even called if you were still alive. But who knows, over time you might have given your cancer a name, even family. I always wanted a younger sibling, one I could watch you learn to love with the new heart chemo provided. Why did it take being sick to consider how much longer no one has to live, refer to you as biological? Abandonment was the football you taught me to catch. Regardless, this morning I dreamt I held your left arm like it was your whole body, then your whole body. I feel less obligated to be your son. Now you're part of me more than I am of you. Thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gabriel. That poem made me miss home. Thank you for that. All right. Next up, we got Ephraim, and then in the wings, we got Damien. All right. Ephraim, you ready?
Yes, yes.
Let's go.
When I realized the pain will not leave my side, I build us a house and I call it roommate. I want to evict it. We've been together so long, I don't know how. Generic as hell and nondescript. The empathy in this house, the walls do not talk. They have mimicked my muted mouth, learned how much harder it is to gaslight silence. The medicine cabinet, a rusted relic, inscribed with the words, time heals all. I recite this mantra daily, then remove all the clocks so I won't be able to trace the ineffectiveness of this remedy. The creaking floorboards are haunted, my own vessel a cacophony of living ghosts. The kitchen is a graveyard of memories I only revisit on my strongest days. On these days, the photos are okay to look at. On these days, we don't have to pretend the past doesn't exist. And I remember when I cooked every day, when I had a mouth to feed other than my own. My bedroom is just a bed to hold me when my dreams grow mischievous and give me vague description. Pain gets to be ambiguous. I won't burden myself with the details of why this house needed to exist in the first place. My safe space is what happened, like resting, calling it self-healing. Most times it's not healing. I haven't learned how to heal a wound that is still harming. The only time my wounds expose themselves is from the protection of a microphone there. My praying gets praise instead of pity. I don't have to unravel myself and stare into the shrieking of eyes that say, I don't know how to help you. Pupils that are all sympathy and no solution. I accept I don't have a solution. Still know I'm going to be okay eventually. I know the most important part of speaking things into existence is believing it, but I was raised on fake it till you make it. I heard about the lie that impersonates the loose feather from a ripped pillow, the long journey it travels when blown by the wind. Just yesterday, on my doorstep, I found a quill pen writing a story about me. I'm not foolish enough to underestimate my abuser anymore. I'm still surprised, though, this rip pillow enthusiast and their words weave for destruction would reach this far. To this house I built with all its pain, it still can be the safest thing my troubled hands can construct. Because even when this place doesn't do anything to repair the damage. At least here, no one can tell me the damage doesn't exist. No one can tell me what I experienced wasn't real. No one can tell me I ain't surviving. And that right
Thank you, Ephraim. All right, up next we got Damien, and in the wings we got Clarity. All right, Damien, you ready? Awesome, look at that, with a guest appearance by Niall.
Yeah, kind of. All right, you ready? I would tell my son to be someone who loves, to be someone who knows empathy, to be himself. But I would never tell my son to be a man. For one, he may not want to be a man. For two, people only say this when they want their child to stop crying or feeling or being a person. I can teach him how to be aware, how to search his feelings, but not how to find his truth. I can't teach my son how to be something I'm still figuring out. I can answer his questions, show him my own so he doesn't feel bad for having them. Start to see this man's world for what it is and what it means for everyone else. The blood and who causes it to spill. The society that will try to turn my son to still tell him to be a man when it really means gun, when it really means suppress your emotions until all you can do is hurt people. I will show him when the world says a man must be this, I'll be that. When it says he must dress like a man, I'll be wearing his mother's blouse. When it says be proud, don't cry, I'll wash his feet with my tears. When it says be violent, I'll be patient. When the world ain't got time, I'll wait with my arms wide open. When my child is in pain, I will never tell him to be a man. I will tell him to be the rain, be a storm, be the whole damn ocean if you feel like it. Don't suck it up, feel everything, and let it go. I will never tell him to be a man like it is a symbol of strength, like masculinity don't tear like toilet tissue. All I gotta do is teach my son to wipe his ass properly, and manhood will lose its shit. Masculinity, so insecure, thinks the answer to all his problems is more masculinity. Man, gotta be Superman, cause power, the only thing that make him feel like he's enough. So when my child is feeling weak, I will tell him to just Be still. Give him a hug and tell him to just be here, however he is. And wherever he fears, we can face it together. And if my child ever asks me what a man is, I will say, teach boys to be soft, to hug with their whole hearts. Hug your boys. Love them. Tell them you love them. Teach them the greatest battles are won by the heart, not the fist. Teach them intimacy is more than birds and bees. Teach them young so they don't have to unlearn later like daddy.
Thank you, Damien. Awesome. Next up, we got Clarity, and in the wings, we got Bree. Clarity, you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. But before we start, like, y'all was like kind of like splotchy. So can you tell me if, because that's probably me. So can you tell me if like can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good.
It's not breaking up or nothing.
Nope.
Okay, good, because this poem real important. All right.
Let's go.
I love telling everybody the story of how I found Simba. How I was pouncing around, minding my own fur, and here come his majestic ass, looking good, grown, mane all luxurious. I felt like a cub again. I was nuzzling all over him, gazing deep into his eyes under the moonlight and all that corny shit. I started talking about him coming back. He started talking like he didn't forgot where the fuck he came from, and I shouldn't have been surprised. Male mammals always been good for roaming, good for turning their back on you when they see something that requires less effort in the opposite direction. I'm like, Simba, you know we thought you was dead, right? You know we've been mourning your ass? I was just talking to Zazu, remembering you finally. Sarabi sobbing, she done lost her king and her prince. I wonder how she feel if she saw you now. Saw how you raised yourself from the dead just to still be dead to us. I wish I buried you. Called forth the stampede. Saw to it that your body was trampled for real, because dead Simba felt worthy of my respect. Only time it felt like you stood for something was when you was lying down. What you standing for now, Simba? Looking kind of wobbly on your paws to me. I see your tail between your legs. I see you cowering in fear. You cowardly lion. You kidding. Look at your goofy ass over here eating water bugs like you done lost your goddamn mind. Mufasa be to slapped you in the face right about now. Rafiki should have just threw you off the cliff before you got the chance to disappoint us, disappoint me. It was me and you, Simba. The strongest voices wind could carry. I was all the backup you needed, and now here you go. Having your little 3-part harmony lip sync sessions with meerkats and warthogs is cool. Because Timon and Pumbaa can have your stinking ass. You ain't looking too much like king, no way. More like peasant, pauper, squire, knave, jester, speaking of things that ain't what they used to be. Let me tell you about the home you left behind. How your uncle gifted us a new world and we fight for scraps alongside savages. The home you left had so many colors. It feel like you took the colors with you. All we got is blacks and grays now, Simba. So I leave. And like anyone who realized what they lost, Simba returned. Scar is gone, so we all heal. The colors are back. The king is back. The pride feels like order is restored. They blissful than a motherfucker, but I ain't. How can I rest easy not knowing if I'm gonna wake up to some new tragedy? How I know? He ain't gonna Hakuna Matata his ass the fuck up out of here again. I close my eyes when I drink because I can't face my reflection in the streams. I can't stomach what I have become, a dead thing, desperately clinging to the circle of life, a lioness, distrustful of lions, a queen, with no faith in her king. It still feels like famine here. There's always rumbling in my belly. I hoard meat until it rots, fearing the feeling of not having. But yes, during all this, still, I love telling the story of how I felt to find Simba. It's a good story. A story of hope. A story of the last time I had hope, of the last time I knew the feeling of having. Something to look forward to.
Thank you, Clarity. All right. Next up, we got Bree with Akeem in the wings. All right, Bree, are you ready?
Yes, I am. All right. I have a PSA. I'm not here tonight to give you sweet words. I'm not going to tell you I'm in love or depressed or start a racially motivated conversation. Jason, this one is for you, for 10 years of tears from my sister eyes. You messed with the wrong family member. And by that, I mean any of mine. We are not those people that you talk things out with. We are those people that may or may not hide your remains and fully cooperate with the police and lead an investigation far, far away from us. We will send casseroles to your family, assist them in mourning. I might write your eulogy, painting you as a godsend. Even if I ate it and send you back to God, you do not fuck with my family. Some of us will crack your head wide the fuck open. And by some of us, I mean me. Some of us will go back to jail for those they love. And by some of us, I mean me. Some of us don't know how to be nice, don't know how to be cordial, won't fake it for the kids, don't mind stepping in and helping out. Some of us have been doing that anyway. And by some of us, well, you get it. See, you know these things about me, so you keep it distant. And I just want to bring to your attention, there is no place on this earth you can hide if you come for mine. I will flip the whole world upside down and shake you loose from any crevice you take shelter in. I'll illuminate every cave, set fire to every bunker, kick down every door, look under every bed, clean out every closet, question every family member or friend. There will be no harboring you. I am that feeling on the back of your neck anytime you're afraid, that monster from your nightmares, that feeling in the night, that monster under your bed. You fuck with anyone I love, and a plague will be delivered upon you. And that plague will be me. You'll inherit me as a curse, a storm you can't outrun, a darkness you can't escape, that light they told Caroline to stay away from. The lions in the den, and I will feast. I will retile my floors with your bones, so even after your death, you stay familiar with the bottom of my foot. A story to never be repeated, so you will be forgotten. You will only be survived by your bloodline, but not by your name. And although I mean everything I just said, I'll let you live, because killing you will turn me hypocrite, will leave a child fatherless, will leave someone I love in the disadvantage. But you can still catch these hands. You can catch this work. I will A-Town stump your face until you're unrecognizable. I will impact all the feelings that you gave to my family, and I'll magnify that shit times 1,000, because hurting them hurts me. And that's what you don't want to do. So this time, please, please think before you react. Don't leave my family in tears, because some of us don't forgive shit like that. Some of us will go to war for family, and by some of us,
Period. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bree. All right. Finishing up on this second round, we got Akeem, and then the top of the third round will also be Akeem. So Akeem, are you ready to take us off for the end of the second round?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
I know what I'm doing on May 5th. It's Gigi Bella Day. I'm gonna get me a book. All right. Plug. Anywho. Here's a poem, y'all. Scenarios in which I do not die, or when the death has already happened. When I am a quiet fire beneath the checkered soil. If I have already given my soul back to the rainbow-hungry sky, then there is nothing left to take from me. There, in my other life, a man pulled a gun on me, fires, and the bullet and I talk about our depression. How we just want to sit in someone's heart forever, but keep being forced to pass through, emptied by the very flame that birthed us. Trauma is the heirloom that both my parents gave me. Two dark ghettos come together and multiply themselves by themselves into four poor Black children, and the only one of them that looks like both of his parents, which means he almost looks a lot like nobody alive. In this scenario, my real life steps in. I am choked by the birthing cord that connects me to my mother, and don't breathe but don't die either. Months before, I am only shot at in the womb. the rounds miss, frame my mother's soft swell of me, and now my head is square out of spite. I forgot how to breathe just long enough to see if there is a God, but I forgot my eyes in my mother's warm blood. My father screams the entire time, and soon as I almost have an answer, I am a crying mass stuck in this stranger's home until I am no longer welcome. This world is a stranger's home that no one asks to be a part of, but here we are later. My car becomes an aluminum can and the highway an angry alcoholic. My father is screaming again, drunk off brake fluid until the can is empty and the drunk crashes the car 50 miles off the highway, and I still walk away from it. In this scenario, I am just wind in a child's giggle, and I disappear into someone else's life until my mother remembers my name so hard, I breeze into my body at her doorstep, running away from brain flu, mental illness, protest, active activism, exhaustion, death. In this scenario, I do not die, I document. These poems are just a full report. My heart is not even broken anymore. Maybe it never was. Maybe I had it the whole time. In my chest, a 1967 record player had my grandma's voice on repeat. She says everything, but I love you and I do not die. I'm a dinner party guest of all my mother's sisters, and I am only served my grandfather's death certificate in French dressing in a grease fire. And I hate French dressing, but I do not die. And the sky begins to fall, curious to touch the man who does not die, and everything else around me is dust, and I do not die. And this is actually how it feels every day to have a mental illness that wants to kill you using your own body as the murder weapon. These are suicide tests, and I fail the class every time. Depression think it got me. If I already feel dead, then its job is well done. Since I keep surviving all of these attempts on my life in this scenario, in this life, I do not die. I was born. I give my soul back to my mother's miscarriage before me, and I am reborn a happier child in a different body, looking just like someone that nobody has ever met.
Snaps, thank you. Your pen, Akeem. Yes, I love that comment. I echo that. Your pen, my friend. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone out there joining us here today for Digi-Slam. We got one more round to go. Just again, wanted to shout out all of our amazing poets here. Please give them a good follow. I'll link down their social medias down in the comments below. You can see what they're up to, what they're writing, what they're speaking during this time, and then also followed by their Cash Apps and Venmo so you can show them some more love. Another shout out goes out to the Vortex. Thank you so much, Vortex Theater, for bringing us on board. So without further ado, your lineup for the next round will be as follows. We got Akeem, followed by Bree, Clarity, Damien, Ephraim, Gabrielle, Gigi, and Siaara, y'all. This is a packed Friday. This is wild that we got all these amazing poets here one night to grace us with their words. Huge shout out to them. Thank you so much again for being here with us. All right, my friend Akeem, you ready to kick off the start of this powerhouse round for us?
Oh my God, again? Okay, yeah, sure. I just read a poem about being a nerd. Sorry if you don't play video games. What video games have taught me? How to read. If you've ever played an RPG in the 90s, you would know that voiceovers were only for cartoons. I never had to know Cloud or Barrett's voice to know exactly how they'd say everything. To imagine a world so much greater than the sector Cleveland slums that birthed me. To see so much color in a world I was told would always be gray, to see the great and know there is better beyond this flickering light ghetto. To be patient, because a load screen will make a real motherfucker lose their mind, because grinding a character from level everything hurts to level I hurt everything is the closest first child I have ever raised. To seek, because there's always a better version of the weapon somewhere, because there's always a better version of myself somewhere, Praise be to random number generators. Glory to RN Jesus, our Lord and Savior, who giveth when he feel like it, and damn network latency, you demon of the pit that taketh away. It is true, God hates lags. To be kind, because to see a new player struggle in your party is to be the kindergartner who shows the other kid how to tie his shoes. The accomplishment is not that I did it, but that I can show others how to do it too now. This is why I was a teacher for as long as I was. Grief. My first encounter with death was Eris Gainsborough of Final Fantasy VII. When the pretty milk-haired man took his mouth-thin blade and stabbed her through the spine, and I cried for losing something I could never have back again. My grandmother died 6 months after that, and I knew what that feeling was. It seems silly to me now, but how much harder would my heart have broken had it still been whole and untamperedly innocent to cuss? Because if you've ever gotten to the 9th hit of Nina Williams' 10-hit combo in Tekken and realized you didn't press the right button to do the last hit after 45 minutes straight of practicing that damn last hit, then you know how anger is a warm accomplishment on a stack of cold pancakes. Man, fuck this game. To be proud. Because when I did the last hit of Nina's 10-hit combo and my opponent folded like a warm buttered pretzel, I was so full. I went outside and played for 3 hours just to be happy with another person. To love myself. Because you did it, Yuna. Because Sonia chose Johnny and made Cassie. Because even a princess can be fat and the food was where the magic lied. Because the Ni no Kuni witch probably needed a friend too. Because Ken will never be as good as Ryu, but he calls his friend motivation and not something evil. Because everyone went back for Cloud even when he couldn't speak. Because Yuffie wasn't a hidden character, she was just lonely. Because I learned how not to be a hidden character anymore. Because even the NPCs have something to say, even if it is the same poem over and over again. Because every RPG that had a party showed me that I can change the world with strangers who become the last friend I'll ever see. Because I am the whole world of my own RPG story. Because Fable gave me the option to marry a man before America did. Despite my dark soul, I could still be the keeper of the flame. I can burn bright or snuff out the world. Because RN Jesus so loved the world, he gave his only begotten soul edge to make more soul edges. So even Valdo got to dance. No one else hearing the music but him. But that didn't mean it wasn't there, because my baby brother could do Nina's 10-hit combo in less than 45 minutes, and I did not think of him as Gary to my Ash Ketchum, but I was Brock to his Ash, not quite as good as what he does, but damn if I don't have too much love in my heart to be proud of my dude for winning. Because sometimes, as a child, I was so sick. My brother Sega was my only friend. And I was never sad about being Tails my whole childhood. But when I became Sonic, I knew all the right buttons to press to become the main character in my own story. Despite the suicide attempt, I didn't fail. No, I just had a few one-up mushrooms in my pocket I forgot about that brought me back. Because as an adult, I could be so depleted, emptied, and my PlayStation would still turn on for me, waiting for another adventure, another lesson, another story of that time I saved the whole world, the hero of Ferelden, and no one even knew my name. Thanks.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, that made my video game nerd heart so happy. Thank you, Akeem, for sharing that with us. All right, next up, we've got Bree, and in the wings, we got Clarity. All right, Bree, are you ready?
Yeah, here we go. Avoiding rehab. You eat pussy like you were sent from heaven, or maybe hell, but only the devil dismisses dignity, delivering delicious direction, devouring delicious delicacies. That is me. Your tongue slithering, slurping, sucking, separating soul and spirit slowly, such as the serpent you are, a wonder of the world you are. You must be a magician. The way my body levitated, bringing me to an orgasm faster than a rabbit I keep in my toy bag. My back broken from the perpetual involuntary bending. My spine has never met a workout this severe. From the moment your lips consumed clit, my body contorted and my soul ascended. Call me possessed. My chassis no longer mine to govern. I try to break away, but you pull me back in, literally making eye contact when you ask me, can you have it? I tell you, permission granted, then allowed you access, pulling your face into me through spread legs. I should have warned you. I have disrespectful pussy. You spit on her, she spits back, squirting all in your face. I have pulsating pussy, capable of multiple orgasms. You soon find that out as I drench you with thanks. I want to melt all over you. And you beg for me to do so. So I do, because fuck it. Girls need love too, but I ain't trying to be an addict. And you problematic, a habit waiting to happen, a soul sucking spawn sent from Satan. You'll have me chained in infatuation. Your head is indisputably intoxication. All of which I don't want any association. I just need some dick with no complications. Relations without complications. Gratification with complete liberation. And you grant me with the freedom of release. Release of this soft rain. And if all of the raindrops was Bree flavored cum drops, oh, what a rain it would be as you in between my thighs with your mouth open wide. I feel your cup. And when you emerge, smiling, all glazed faced and shit, you look me in the eyes and say you welcome. Now I kiss you in the mouth and say, nah, nigga, you welcome, because you earned that. Thank you.
You dropped it again.
That raindrops line continues to be one of my favorites. Thank you, Bree. All right, next up we got Clarity, and then in the wings we got Damien. Clarity, are you ready, my friend?
Yeah.
We want to hear a poem.
Hi, I'm back. This poem is called "Why Bree Should Narrate My Sex Life." No, I'm kidding. Okay, so. Spoiler alert. In this poem, the black boy lives to get called another ain't shit from a baby mama with the salt from his balls still fresh on her tongue, lives to be his mama's baby, his grandma's favorite, the cousin with the good weed, the fun uncle, the fine friend. I just might lie in this poem. File down my feminism, tuck away my misandry for the greater good, take a break from the fact that black girls face the same problems, if not more. Don't get it twisted. That will be my next poem. But in this poem, we talking about the black boy, and in this poem, the black boy lives. After returning to that club, you know they be shooting at, after being shot at, after shooting back. You call it controversy, I call it be like that sometimes. It's life. He lives. After robbing that corporation, that restaurant, that register, it's a victimless crime. They'll be all right. In this poem, the black boy gonna be all right, gonna win the fight. Nobody calls the cops. In this poem, won't be no cops, no names to make sure we spell correctly in our little poetry books and pronounce correctly on our little microphones. These black boys do all this dying in these streets, in this world, then they gotta die again. In these poems, they gotta die some more. Like they ain't dying enough the last time. Like we ain't suffering enough. Why y'all keep dipping y'all paintbrushes in pain? Can't paint no pretty pictures. No art imitating life, or life imitating art, because art too busy imitating death, but it's not my easel after all. The only medium I'm using today is black boy joy. So in my portrait, in my painting, in my poem, the black boy lives. And it's not even just the black boy I like. It's all my exes and all the niggas that played me. It's the boy who told me this lipstick was too bright for my skin. It's the one that is at the bus stop being all ashy, trying to hug me and shit. In my poem, the black boy ain't living for your comfort level neither. He angry, he awkward, he off, he ghetto sometimes. He think he better than you, and he probably right. He self-medicates with shit that ain't no doctor prescribing, because that's his body, his black body that suffers so many lows. He reserves the right to get high sometimes. In my poem, you can't take the black boy nowhere, because the black boy don't know how to be quiet. He speaks loudly, lives loudly, loves loudly. All his music is loud. the sun is beaming and it's like 80 degrees. So the black boy is literally blacker than he usually is. This is like a peak black boy poem where the black boy lives, and no one had to die for me to talk about it.
Oof, you gave us a poem. Thank you, Clarity. Woo! One of my favorite poems. All right, and next up we got Damien, followed up by Ephraim in the wings. Damien, are you ready?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, take it away.
My mama is a woman who knows how to put a fit together. Wardrobe composed entirely of wings. My mama, so fly, she taught the faucet how to drip, then yelled at us for leaving the water on. This woman been adorning herself in the finest fashion the hood has to offer since before I can remember. Don't let it be a sale. Don't let it be a clearance rack in the back of a store somewhere. Watch her turn this to a magical adventure. Purchase some baby fat from a fashion bug. Buy some shoes from a wet seal. Showed me Ohio skies are often gray, but you can always find a rainbow in the hood. My mama don't give a damn who made it, whose name is on the label, as long as she can see it as a piece of the puzzle she putting together for the haters. My mama don't even be trying to stunt, but I swear some days even the sunset be trying to jock her swag, wear the sky like she wears her name. A woman who spends so much time in scrubs can't help but be so clean. My mama, a nurse, and even the wounds she dressed be fly. My mama, she want me to be fly like some man I never knew, like my father, the man she sees when she looks at me, but I be a feather from her favorite wing wet. She thought I was just going to grow up seeing her dressed like all of God's creation, and I was just going to limit myself to the men's section, to big short suits and sportswear. I swear being a man don't have to be so boring, because I grew up watching her shop in rainbows, walk into a room and freeze everyone's clock with a fit she bought secondhand. So I'm not apologizing, not even to my mama. I ain't sorry. And I'm not afraid. And for anyone who comes bearing sharp teeth, I got fishnets and a whole sky. Yep.
Poem so good. Now I gotta show up. Love it. Thank you so much, Damien. Awesome. Y'all, we're already halfway through our last round. I just want to say thank you again to these poets. I'm loving this time together that you're gracing with us. It's being a thing I've been looking forward to all week. Speaking of which, something I've been looking forward to is this next poem. We got Ephraim up, followed by Gabriel. All right, Ephraim, you ready?
Yes, yes. Is it time to do things? Okay. Black boy in prison get into a rap battle. Prison got too many bars. Why y'all always got me going against the same tie competition? Like I don't lock these niggas down who have to repeat itself story times. You wanted to be a millionaire. Lifeline nigga, you thought reading all those books would stop folks from having to put money on your books. You wasn't listening to the grapevine nigga. That's why I got a zero tolerance policy for y'all. Think education gonna save you. Like I ain't got a school, the prison pipeline nigga. I'm your inheritance. I've been preparing you for this since you was in the sandlot. That's why black boys don't smile in pictures. They just practicing for a monk shot. See, Dwayne, I caught a boy to a cell. He be flinching. They want to BGs with a gangsters convention. They want to be the centerpiece like an ottoman. I ain't talking about Turk. Listen, Dwayne Carter, BG, Turk. That's 3 hot boys I mentioned. Wait, which one I'm missing? Juvenile, because I already got them in detention. I'm a magician. Take the neighborhood block and put it in a cell block. I make your daddy disappear as soon as I say so. I've been plotting on you since you was a day old. Had plans for you to spread the white for the bread like mayo, but we already know what happened to niggas that mess with the cane. They end up like Abel. Boy, you really think you fly, huh? No, you barely off the ground. Chris Angel, but I'll really make you fly. This Super Maxwell make you want ascension with pretty wings and a halo. And I hope you know, even though we battling, there's still a relationship. But don't think if you leave me, it's a tie. It's not. We married till death do us part. The only way you leave is if you tie in the knot to have the life flash before your eyes like you never seen before. The noose whisper in your ear, Alan, your pain like dead Mike on CB4. Boy, I ain't going nowhere. I've been here. Since power set in man's hands, I've been real. I'm the one that brought the blood, the sweat, and the tears. I'm the one that kept humanity going. They tried to erase slavery. I became a phoenix and was reborn in America. America's my favorite. I brought it to chattel slavery to the masters when say captives as humans. That's the new wave. But y'all niggas still tried to abolish me, just couldn't behave. Thought that 13th Amendment would put me in a new grave. Nah, what them 13 men meant was make them a criminal first. That's how you turn them into a new slave. But y'all really thought slavery was over, huh? Well, I got bad news. You thought Kanye was tripping when he said slavery is a choice? Hell yeah, it's a choice, nigga. You just ain't the one who choose. And I'm greedy, got a taste for that black blood too. That's why if you take everyone that's not black outside of prison, you can't tell if I'm half empty or half full. My fault. I forgot the rules to this. I can't battle unless I talk about the gun I brought or how big it is. My gun is hungry. So I stuff it full of court cases to the barrel's loaded, locked and loaded. Every case catch a body, I got cops and quotes. It's pitiful. You really thought I wasn't gonna get at you? You know the bigger the gun, the more lives it takes when it spit at you? My gun's so big, I call it the Attorney General. Nigga, I ain't rehabilitation. I'm the backbone of this nation. Large picture. And I'm taking your hostage, got the shackles, the handcuffs, so I'm instant bondage. Believe that. Ask Khaled, ain't no major key for that. Because a black boy in prison get into a rap battle. Prison got too many bars.
Thank you, Ephraim. All right, up next, we got Gabriel Ramirez with Gigi Bella G in the wings. All right, I see you're ready. Cool.
Hey, folks.
I heard you got grace us with a poem.
Yeah. Okay. Abuelo, I couldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for you being dead. It was time for glitter, nail polish, and locks. Sometimes glitter in my nail polish, glitter in my locks. You wouldn't have loved me loving myself. The women you would have met, your only resolve. A deep sigh keeping me your grandson. My joy rendered inconvenience. My love for the men in our family is complicated, but still love. Still me accepting others for all of who they are, how they may not accept me. Abuelo, show them the infinite possibilities tenderness allows. Seeing how the men in our family have loved women, I would love to be loved by me, and I would be afraid to be loved by me. A good dancer and better liar, stories consistent as a 4 count. I've considered not loving anyone, and I was afraid to die alone like Pops did. A shadow realizing its lack of body. I'd say enough to keep, but never do enough to stay. Others' love for me has been what's left after forgiveness. I could have loved them better if I loved myself less. There's nothing I could hide from you, Abuelo. You are no longer of your prejudices, and while I can still hold you accountable, I'd rather be held by your body of stars, your new understanding of life without the exhaustion of matter, Abuelo. Mommy says I look like you. In the mirror, I want to see a man who can forgive himself and know that he's the only man who can love me with my mother's heart. I always hear her in my laugh. Fields of orchids blooming in my throat. No man wants to sound like who's abandoned them. No man wants to talk to ghosts, especially if it's their childhood. Who would relive the moments that shaped them into something they couldn't love? What song made us ask the wrong questions? What joke made us laugh a closing door on our true selves, inaccessible and against any trace of femininity? All my glitter and soft makes me my own mother. I trace a new constellation, and it is the womb I find my light in. I carry my bright child face and tell myself, you will become me. Trust. everyone dies on time.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Ooh, chills. Thank you. All right, next up, we got Gigi Bella G, and in the wings, we got Siaara Freeman. All right, Gigi, you ready?
Hey, yep, ready to go. I was thinking about living in New York and being really, really sad and going to Milk Bar with Gabe. And this is a poem that I wrote for this 30/30 because I've been watching the lady from Milk Bar bake every day. So, Instagram Live Baking Club at the end of the world, or in which Christina Tosi teaches me how to substitute. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am so glad you're here. I know everything's a little blurry. It's okay. We'll adjust soon. Don't worry too hard. The way we like to do this is by laying out the recipe until you guess what we're making. So right now in my kitchen, you can see a several-pound bag of loss, some grief I've had laying around, a container of fear that is somehow bottomless. I can never seem to get rid of it all. Now, I know you have these things at home. Standard. We all do, especially right now. You know, when you're transitioning to being vegetarian or vegan or traumaless or free, any of those types of things, it can feel like you're losing a lot. There is so much gone, just begging you to miss it. Today in Baking Club, I want to talk about alternatives, how emptiness becomes something new, maybe even better, a thing that keeps you more alive for longer. Let's talk about sadness, how its easy substitute can be a bird chirp that sounds like a slide whistle, a dance move you didn't know your lover could do, a song you listen to on the train every day for a month. For fear, you can scoop out a cup of the time you left behind everything you knew just to get a tattoo with your sister on St. Mark's, the time you wore a beret to work, the time you left a man who loved the newness of a chat bubble more than the blush of your apple pie cheeks. There is no alternative for loss. Here, we just call it a well, make a divot in the dry ingredients, and pour in our substitutes little by little. Over time, it will be full again, perfectly combined. Don't try to pour everything in at once. It'll overflow. Just remember that sometimes starting over is not just okay, it's necessary. This time, substitute the overwhelming cancellation with 8th grade band practice, codename board game night, your name, a poem at your first open mic. Substitute the empty bottle, the sledgehammered heart, the country that never learned how to love you back. With the birthday sprinkled vanilla extract of you, begin to stir, a dollop at a time. Have you guessed what we're making yet? I think in some places they call it healing or safety. Another name for it is resilience. When you pronounce it the right way, though, it kind of sounds like your name, doesn't it? Thank you so much.
You made my heart so happy. Oh, all right. Rounding out, finishing off this night of amazing work. Thank you again to Vortex and all our poets out here. Siaara, are you there? Yeah, I agree with Akeem. It sounds like and looks like Gigi's made out of fire. We got it. All right, Siaara, you good to go?
I am, I think.
Let's go.
All right. I heard you earlier say that belated birthday. It's not my birthday yet. I don't need nobody rushing me to 30 before I get to 30. 30 is coming faster than I can deal with it. But it is April 27th, and I am doing 2 birthday readings. I will be doing one at 4:27 on Facebook and the other at 7:24 on Instagram. So that's happening. And this poem is called, oh, it's untitled. So this poem is untitled. When I say ancestors, let's be clear. I mean slaves. I'm talking Tennessee cotton and Louisiana sugar. I mean grave, dirt, I mean, how Zora walked miles in myths, her feet blistering, mine soft and ready to scar a history back. Homes and marriages named after the same type of weapon. All it takes is a shotgun to know I'm Black. I don't got no secret a bullet ain't told. Danger, see me and sit down somewhere. I am a direct descendant of last words and first punches. I got stolen blood. My complexion is America's darkest hour. You can trace my great, 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 great grandmother back to a scream. I bet somewhere it's a haint with my eyes. My last name is a protest. It's a brick through a window in a house my bones built. 1 million scabs from one scar. When this country's palm gets an itch, I become money. You can't talk slick to a legacy of oil scalps. You can't spit on my race and call it rain. I need you to understand. When I say I come from kings, I mean cotton. When I say I come from queens, I mean a white.
Hey, Siaara, I think we lost you. Can you hear us? Perfect. Okay. I see you now.
Am I back?
Yeah, you back. All right. You can start that over again if you want to.
No, absolutely not. We're going to go from, no, absolutely not. My complexion is America's darkest hour. You can trace my great, 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 great grandmother back to a scream. I bet somewhere it's a haint with my eyes. My last name is a protest, a brick through a window in a house my bones built. 1 million scabs from one scar. When this country's palm gets an itch, I become money. You can't talk slick to a legacy of oil scalps. You can't spit on my race and call it rain. I need you to understand. When I say I come from kings, I mean cotton. When I say I come from queens, I mean a white woman with a crown made me a plantation princess. Honestly, a throne gold with guilt. Heavy is the hand that holds the whip. Black be the back that carries the country. I don't got no shame. But everybody always offering me some. It's free. They just giving it away. I don't trust it, can't afford it. White folks can have it, shit. I sound like my mama now, who sound like her 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 mama now, who sounded like a scream. And that's why I'm so loud, remember? Obviously not. Y'all always asking me for quiet. I ain't got none. My branches ain't come with olives. You know what they came with. When I say ancestors, I'm saying a century-long seance. I was raised by the dead. I mean, you talking to a real-life ghost story. Have some respect or at least some caution. I mean, you talking irony to a contradiction. I mean, you asked where, and I'm assuming you meant who. The answer is Black. You asked where. And I'm assuming you meant when, and the answer is Black. You asked where. And I'm assuming you meant how. And the answer is Black. You asked where. And I'm assuming you meant why. And the answer is Black. Black is the answer, but I guess it don't sit on your tongue like nigga do. It's too free, and you can't control it, and you can't question it. You want to know where I'm from? Easy. Open up a wound and watch it heal.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much, Siaara. Ooh. So y'all, thank you so much for joining us for Digi-Slam and online through your blue light filter screen Poetry Slam showcase. We had a powerhouse show for y'all. So please show the Vortex rep some love for having us all here today. Show the poets some love. We got the our Venmo and donation links down below. if something made your heart go, made your breath go away, or your fingers snap, please share some love with the poets and the Vortex again. Great job to everybody. You can find our social media pages and affiliated Cash Web services in the comments below. And if nobody told you today, I love you. So thank you so much for coming through. Y'all are amazing. Thank you, poets, for inspiring me, for coming out and showing us and sharing your gifts with everyone here. If I could have all the poets just show up on video real quick before we end off today. Awesome. I'm gonna give, since I can't hear the comments, I'm gonna give y'all a round of applause. Thank you so much, everyone.
How you?
And that's it for us.
Okay.